Actors who think that their TV shows would be nowhere without them should think again. People on TV are always being replaced, whether it's because of death, fights behind the scenes, or differing views, and most of the time, viewers don't even notice. In case you missed the untimely disappearance of your favorite actor, we've compiled a list of 16 actors for you, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. First off, at number 16, Vivian Banks in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. On The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Janet Hubert played Vivian Banks for only half of the show's run. After 3 seasons, the actress was fired because it was said that she was fighting with other people on set, most notably with the star Will Smith. Daphne Maxwell Reid continued to play Vivian Banks for the rest of the series. The series breaks the fourth wall by having Jazz say 2 funny things about the new actor. One of them is in the first episode of the 4th season when he tells Mrs. Banks, "You know, Mrs. Banks, there's something different about you since you had that baby." After he says this, Will stares uncomfortably into the camera. The other time he sees Nikki all grown up in the first episode of the 5th season, he asks, "So who's playing the wife this year?" At number 15, Albus Dumbledore in Harry Potter. Richard Harris played Albus Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potter movies, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. But he died before the 3rd movie could be made. 4 months later, Michael Gambon was hired to replace Dumbledore, and he kept playing the role for the next 6 Harry Potter movies. Peter O'Toole was in discussions to replace Richard, but director Christopher Columbus said that Peter finally decided that because he was best friends with Richard, he didn't think it was right for him to step into those shoes. And number 14, Arrested Development's Anne Veal. As a joke about how boring and forgettable Anne Veal is, the writers decided that Mae Whitman would replace Alessandra Turasani in season 2, but the actress of Good Girls said in 2018 that she was just too good for the part. Whitman told the People's Couch Surfing podcast that they were going to keep switching out the actress who played Anne just to keep everyone on their toes. Then they wouldn't leave her alone, which she thought was rude. They said that she's making the whole boring thing work, so that's what they'll go for. Next up at number 13, Laurie Foreman, That 70s Show. Lisa Robin Kelly was replaced by Christina Moore on That 70s Show because of problems behind the scenes. Kelly, who played blonde bombshell Eric Foreman's older sister, told ABC News that she had a drinking problem when she was starring in That 70s Show, and so she quit and ran away. Kelly sadly died in 2014 from a drug overdose. At number 12, Nicole Kidman in Panic Room. Nicole Kidman was supposed to be the main character in Panic Room. She worked on the set for 2 weeks before quitting because of a lingering knee injury. Jodie Foster quickly took Nicole's place and became the star of the movie. Kristen Stewart told Nicole about the short time she and Nicole worked together on set. She said that they spent 2 weeks rehearsing and that it was interesting to meet someone and remember it so well because of how she treated kids, which was so telling of her character. She thought she knew her well, which says a lot. It only happened for a short time, but Stewart remembers it well. At number 11, Jesus Adams Foster in The Fosters. After the season 2 finale of the Freeform show, The Fosters, Jake T. Austin tweeted that his role was being filled by someone else. Soon after, the actor told fans that he was only asked to come back for 3 episodes and couldn't work on anything else, so he quit. Noah Centineo then played Jesus in place of Austin before he became famous with the Netflix movie To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Now at number 10, Paul Walker in The Fast and the Furious. Paul Walker died in a car accident while filming Fast and Furious 7. Instead of finding a new actor or rewriting the script, the studio spent $500 million to finish the movie using CGI and Paul's younger brother to play his character Brian. The people who made FF7 also used old footage of Paul's voice and the voices of his brothers to fill in the gaps. A source told TMZ that Caleb and Cody had to work together to make everything fit. Their sources told them that the production team listened to each brother's voice and found that some words sound much better coming from one brother and others from the other. So to make the dialogue work, they will mix the 2 voices. At number 9, Philip Seymour Hoffman in The Hunger Games. Philip Seymour Hoffman died of a heroin overdose while making The Hunger Games Mockingjay Parts 1 and 2. At the time of his death, he still had 10 days left of filming to do. Instead of looking for a new actor, the producers thought about using CGI to finish filming his scenes, but after a few small changes, the characters of Woody Harrelson and Julianne Moore used some of his lines. In scenes where Philip's character would have appeared, the studio did use already shot footage of him. At number 8, Santino Fontana in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Greg was played by Santino Fontana for 2 seasons of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend before he had to leave the show because of scheduling problems. Later in the show's last season, Skylar Astin replaced Santino as the whole new Greg. The show made a joke about how Greg seemed like a totally different person after he moved away in season 2. Up next at number 7, Game of Thrones, Dario Naharis. At first, it was said that Ed Skrein had to be replaced by the Dutch actor Michiel Huisman because he had another commitment. However, the actor later said that politics on the set were the real reason why he had to leave. Dario Naharis used to be a lieutenant in a sellsword company called the Second Sons. Then he took over the company and killed his bosses, Mero and Prendal na Gesn, so he could be in charge. Then he joins forces with Daenerys Targaryen and becomes her advisor and enforcer. Eventually, he falls in love with her. After they won at Slaver's Bay, he had to leave Daenerys behind when she went to Westeros. He stays in Meereen to keep the Queen's peace. At number 6, The Babysitters Club's Dawn. In March, Netflix said that Xochitl Gomez was leaving the show because she had a cool new job. This made room for Kendra Sanchez to play Dawn. Dawn Reed Schaefer used to be the club's alternate officer. In farewell, Dawn, she moves away. Abby Stevenson is taking her place. Dawn has a few small roles in the Babysitters Club, Friends Forever books and movies. Dawn is in 7th grade at the beginning of the series. In Logan Likes Mary Ann, she moves up to 8th grade at Storybrooke Middle School. At number 5, Bobby Draper in Mad Men. Mason Vale Cotton, Maxwell Huckabee, Hart, Aaron, Gilmore, Jared S. At this point, who hasn't played Bobby Draper? In Mad Men, Don Draper's middle son was always played by a different actor. This became such a running joke that the actors who played him would call themselves Pillowface Bobby or Slurpee Bobby to keep track of which one they were playing. Moving on at number 4, Morgan Matthews in Boy Meets World. When you watch Boy Meets World, it's hard not to notice Morgan, the funny, loudmouth sister of the main character, Corey Matthews. But if you look closely at the character, you might notice that between seasons 2 and 3, she looks quite different. During the first 2 seasons, Lily McSay played Morgan. Beginning with season 3, Lindsay Ridgway took over the role. Both actresses came back to Girl Meets World to play the same role. And number 3, Carol Willick in Friends. Ross's ex-wife Carol looked different on Friends for more than just the fact that she was pregnant. The original Carol, Anita Baroni, left the show after just a few episodes to look for a more permanent role, and Jane Sibbett took her place. This may be a more important reason for the change in appearance. Sibbett first tried out for one of the lead roles in the show, even though she was already pregnant at the time. At number 2, Angie Jordan in 30 Rock. It's hard to imagine anyone else playing the 30 Rock character Angie Jordan besides Sherry Shepherd. But if you watch the show from the beginning and catch Angie's first appearance, that's exactly what you'll see. Sharon Wilkins as Angie. Wilkins was only in one episode of the Tina Fey sitcom before her role was given to someone else. No one knows why. Finally at number 1, Sarah Lance in Arrow. In the pilot episode of Arrow, fans get a quick look at Jacqueline McInnes Wood, who plays Sarah Lance / Black Canary. But when the character came back in season 2, Katie Lotz played her instead of Wood. Wood never said why she didn't come back, but her full-time job on The Bold and the Beautiful might have made it too hard for her to do both jobs. That's all for this video. Which actor's disappearance surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content in the future. Thanks for watching. See you next time.